Roller derby as a sport started in the early 20th century. It was actually invented by the guy that made roller skates. It kind of took off in the early 20s and 30s but kind of died away, and it's now seen a huge resurgence in the States and now all across Europe.
Roller derby is a brand new phenomenon in the UK. If you go onto any website and type in roller derby, it will come up with American sites. It's been going in America since the 1920s. There's different types of roller derby. There's roller derby that's like WWF, which is just kind of for fun and they entertain the crowds. We do it purely for the sport, we do it for points, we do it for the league. And it's a full-on, all the time. It seems to take over most of my life. That's all I ever do, is either talk about roller derby, organise roller derby, or take part in roller derby.
The first time I ever heard about roller derby was in New York in 2005. I was sitting in a bar and some of the Gotham girls came into the bar for a drink, and I've never been into sports, and I did turn to my boyfriend at the time and say, if I had to do any sport, that's the sport I'd love to do. Because the girls were sitting in the bar comparing bruises and they just looked really cool.
Last April, a group of friends decided to start up the Auld Reekie Roller Girls. I was lucky enough to know a few of these ladies and come along to one of their first practices. And I've been a big fan of roller derby ever since.
They had one meeting, I went along to the meeting, I took my kit, I showed them what they needed to do. The first girl was Scarface Betty, there was Daisy Disease, there was Pearl Jam, there was another number of skaters. There was something like 30 people at that meeting, and the thing just took off.
The best way to describe it is like rugby on roller skates, kind of. It's full contact.
It's exercise for people that don't like exercise.
Kind of compare it to rugby on roller skates. Like, it's brutal. Some of the things that go down are pretty harsh, and it's really entertaining to watch.
It's a full contact sport, and our role is to race around a track. There's 3 positions in each team: pivots, blockers and jammers. The jammer is the point scorer, and their role is to race around the track. By passing the girls, they score points.
They've got the star panties on their helmets. They're your sprinting skaters, and they score the points. You've got 2 pivots. They've got the stripe on their helmet. They set the pace of the pack and basically give calls to their team. And they're also blockers, so they're defensive skaters, and they're right at the front of the pack, so they're the last line of defence. And their objective is to help their jammer get through by assisting them, moving out their way, giving them whips and pushes, but also to look out for the other team's jammer and get in their way and shoulder check them or hip check them, like booty block them out the way.
You'll start off with the pack at the front, which consists of 8 skaters, 4 from each team. And then a few feet behind them you have a jammer from each team. And the first whistle goes, the pack moves, and then the second whistle goes and the jammers take off. And they need to get through the pack of skaters without fouling. And then just keep catching up and going through the pack to get points.
When you get on track, at first you don't realise it, but you kind of focus. And the minute the whistle blows and you start skating around when you're playing, you just need to get people out your way, and it just feels amazing. The amount of times we smile at each other, like when we're playing against each other, when you knock somebody out, and they look at you and go, "You knocked me out," and you go, "I know," and it just feels amazing. And even when you get knocked out, it feels amazing because you think, they knocked me out, and you're more determined for it not to happen again, and you just get up laughing. So it's amazing to be hit and to hit other people.
Good. Straight down the wall. Mine just went straight down the wall.
I'm quite well known to be covered in bruises quite a lot of the time. But nothing more serious than a whole lot of black and blue bruises.
But then we kind of like bruises. It's like, it shows that you're doing something right, or not even right, it's like a medal. You're like, oh, I got bruised at roller derby. It's quite sad, but it's good.
Just some crave for it. It's not so hard.
I've seen a few YouTube videos that have looked pretty awful, and I've heard stories from girls that have seen bad injuries at roller derby, but it doesn't put me off. It makes me even more hungry for it.
The more you fall, the less it hurts. So.
Anybody can come along and skate for Auld Reekie Roller Girls. Anyone's welcome, as long as you've got the right safety equipment on and you've signed a waiver, you can skate.
No bitching, no backstabbing, and no bullshit. It's as simple as that. If you aren't that type of person, you will fit into roller derby.
Some people might think you have to be like a bit to get. You don't. You can be the quietest person and come into this, and that side of you will just come out. Honestly, you can even be quiet and do roller derby, but you find yourself coming out. So all you have to be is over 18 and female.
Obviously males are welcome to come along and be involved in the league as well, because we've got a lot of male refs and coaches and things like that, and medics and stuff. But yeah, anybody's welcome at all.
You should join roller derby. Everybody should join roller derby.